two, one. Hey everyone, Joe and Amelie back in black. Dark blue, I guess. Hello. How
Hello.
you- We just watched Dawn of the Dogman by Seth Breedlove. We're talking about this one on Streamin Demons Nows. So today is our first documentary together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We usually do like the whole fantasticals or the movies or the TV shows and stuff like that. And this documentary team is something that Brannick used to cover all the time for Haunted MTL. And so I saw Seth's PR team come up and like, yeah, I'll Dogman of Michigan. Why not? It's interesting, right? So I'm going to read you the IMDb. This is
Mm-hmm.
what it says in a nutshell. And I think Seth wrote this one. So here we go. For decades, the Michigan Dogman has haunted the forests and backgrounds of Great Lake State, a towering wolf-like creature said to walk on two legs, terrifying those who cross its path. The gripping documentary delves deep into the legend, exploring chilling eyewitness accounts, historical records, and never seen before. Eh. Interviews with the late cryptozoologist and author Linda Godfrey. I wish I would have read this before because I was blindsided. I didn't know she was late. I thought she was on time. Whose research helped bring Dogman into the public eye. Through expert analysis and stunning reenactments, Dawn of the Dogman uncovered the truth behind one of America's most endearing cryptid mysteries, aka the Hodag. No, not the Hodag. The Dogman. I will tell you this right now. The movie comes in at an hour and 17 minutes. It is a documentary. It costs about $8,000 to make, according to IMDb. And it is pretty smooth. It came out like 3 days ago when we were recording this. But this is our first documentary watching together at all. Like, we didn't watch any documentaries before, right?
We never, ever.
Not even as friends.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
thought.
recall.
I don't think
Let me
so.
think.
Trying to think what nothing happened.
No, no, we never. We've
Yeah, this
been
is
to
like our
museum.
first.
We've been to art exhibition.
Yeah,
We've been to historical place. I took you to
own
different
church.
restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
We went to different things, but we never. Did we go to the cinema together? No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I
We
don't
always
think so.
projected or like watched TV and stuff like that. Yeah, I know.
TV, we
And
watch TV, we watched movies on your computer,
on
but
the
no,
projection
no,
or
no,
the computer
no,
as well.
no, we
Yeah,
never. It's a first, yeah.
yeah, because we never went through like anything that was even nonfiction. It was always some kind of like
Correct.
movie. So this is our first time seeing it together as a documentary type view. And this is important because we never know how each other is going to react to different genres. Like, would this be boring as shit? Or would this be like, would you and I watch a rom com? Probably. Would you and I watch The Bachelorette? Fucking hope not. If you make me, I will. But fuck, man, that's going to be
Only
painful.
if it's something like something funny, like something really, really funny.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I
no, if it's
do
something
believe
funny.
we could watch, for example, a very funny movie, like ridiculously ridiculous. Sure, why not? Horror movie, yes.
Yeah.
Drama movie, maybe. Like it depends on the theme or the actor, etc.
Yeah.
Documentary like this, it works because it was Wisconsin, the state you're from. At the same time, I really like this kind of documentary about mystical creature and monster,
Right.
because every
The crypto.
country, every region, even in France, we have mystical creature, legend, etc. And it's
Called
really
the
interesting.
English.
Like, yeah, like, yes, yes. Like I was talking during the documentary about Mont Saint-Michel, Saint Michael.
Quack,
Apparently,
quack.
in Mont Saint-Michel, there were a giant crocodile, and the dragon would be either un dragon de Komodo, the mystical dragon from the island of Komodo, or a giant crocodile.
Right.
And it's possible. It's possible.
And that goes back into the possibilities of what this could be. And it's weird because this does take place in two different states. One is Michigan, like the Michigan Dogman, but it heads back to Wisconsin through Linda's work. And so it's this kind of like the Great Northwoods area. And again, I did not read the IMDb before we watch. I never do. I barely read the press release that goes with it. I just see Seth's name going, I haven't seen a Seth Breedlove in forever. Absolutely, I'll take this one. It sounds interesting, same thing. I'm cryptides, whatever you're going to call it. I'm kind of like a geek like that. I enjoy them. And I grew up in northern Wisconsin. We had the hodag, which is, the Rhinelander hodag is basically a hodag fest now. And so they just have like the dawn of the Dogman, and then that part of Michigan be like a stone throw away. It's kind of interesting to me. I liked this as a documentary. I think it was well directed. The sound and the music was top notch. It goes with it. Hour and 17. Like I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yesterday, Friday, right? We're taping this on a Saturday the 13th December. I was up at 5 a.m. because I had another job. Friend, leave the house before 6, and then fuck off. And I think I got home like a little before 6 p.m. Laid down for about 2 hours, and then did last driving from 9 p.m. till almost, it was past 2 a.m. And then woke up again so I can go to the United States real fast to get my mail. And then we did a episode on The Cellar. We already did one Streamin Demons today. We did an episode.
Yes.
Then we watched this, and now we're doing this right now. I'm fucking white. I'm just like, right now. And it held my attention. I was just like, I was listening sometimes more than I was watching it, but it held my attention. It was interesting. It flew by, like the hour and 17. It wasn't, nothing dragged. Nothing dragged. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe they're showing this again. Like it was just an entertaining documentary. Like, you get the same kind of vibe, or?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that long. I was checking very quickly around the end. I'm like, okay, 15 minutes left. And I saw how long. I was like, whoa, time flies.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk that much. Sometimes when we are watching a movie and it's a little bit, well, it drag on, we like to talk to each other,
Bust
having
balls in the movie.
conversation.
Yeah.
This time, no, we just commented the movie and talk about the different people who intervene in the documentary. But that's all. Like it was really interesting, and it's beautiful. There is beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
There is interesting explanation. Like the artwork at the beginning of the documentary,
It
top
was nicely
notch.
done. It was nicely
Yeah,
done. It
yeah.
was a cool little beginning story. Kind of, it reminded me
And
a
I
bit of
learned
Harry Potter.
something. I learned something
Yeah.
about the state. They explain, they talk about the settlers, what's going on with the Indian, and what happened in the modern time. What are the two states? What's the story about the song, what kind of people contacted the radio station.
Yeah.
But it's not just a documentary about a mystical creature. It's really a documentary about the countryside and this little hometown far away, how it goes with the highway, what's going on, etc., what kind of people you meet. And I'm like, that's really good. They haven't mentioned a serial killer and say, hey, just so you know, there were serial killers. There is a lot of people who
Yeah.
travel
There's
because
bodies
through
here.
America. We
Yeah.
used to have a lot of people because of Detroit with all the city, etc. Also, we used to have Indians, so maybe it's an Indian person who was wearing a
Also,
mask, etc.
meth. People are making meth.
Yes.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
actually, they picked up the mask. Yeah.
Hmm.
It goes the gambit, and everyone is presented. Like, for me, this is if you ever seen the T&E channel on any of their really well produced material, it goes along with the introduction of the problem or the focus, and then introduction of the witnesses and introduction of the experts, right? And they talk back and forth like that, and they reenact a little bit here and there. It follows that trajectory, and it gives one of the experts a lot of screen time. And again, I didn't read this beforehand. I was just like, so I was unaware until the very, very, very end. So it's not like a spoiler, because Linda Godfrey, the journalist who started doing like the original Dogman stuff, she gives these great interviews, and she's warm, and she's just like reflective, and just someone you want to listen to. And then like towards the end, they're like, and she's dead. I'm like, damn it. Could have, didn't tell me she's dead. I was just getting into the story about Linda Godfrey telling me a story. Now I know she's dead. Did that? It threw me a bit. Did it throw you at all, or no? You're like, yeah, whatever.
So I was very sad because she
Yeah,
was so interesting and warm.
so full of
Like,
life.
she did an history research about the beast.
Yeah,
She contacted locals and native to say, what do you think about it? Is it just a gossip, etc.? She was aware about the radio station, so she was very open-minded.
yeah.
Is it a tradition from the Indian native folklore? Is it psychologically speaking a problem because the radio was with a song and people maybe did a little bit of drugs or drinking and
Or
getting
just living in
tired?
the fucking Northwoods itself, really.
Is it an animal like a bear or the sort of mountain lion who live around, etc.? What's going on? And she got to see the beast, and she never say, oh, that's the beast. She's like open to imagination and interpretation, which is really
Yeah.
good. And she say, I met a lot of people and I got a lot of documents, so you can see she treated like, oh, that's lovely, that's a part of Michigan with a different beast. And there is one title of a book, it's Weird Wisconsin, and I like it. Weird Wisconsin, it's really
I'm
cute.
basically
Yeah,
in weird Wisconsin.
I
That's
really like that
good
story
journalism.
because back in France, we have La Bête du Gévaudan, the Gévaudan beast,
Hmm.
with this sort of
Okay.
maybe wolf beast to devour people. It was a beast. It was a big, 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 big sort of wolf mixed with a
Kaiju.
dog. And a lot of zoologists work on it, but it's still a mystery. We don't know what happened. We think it's
Mystery.
somebody who was living in the forest who had dogs, who inbreed a sort of dogs and trains the dogs to just kill people, or maybe a
Attack.
wild animal who was tamed, basically.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Bioserial killer who mauled people. It was a big mystery. There's a lot of story in France, like Le Mont Saint-Michel, with the mystical
Right.
creatures, a dragon from Mont Saint-Michel, who must be a crocodile, or a dragon Komodo completely lost in Mont Saint-Michel. Or, for example, in my region and my city, we have the witch from the river and the canal, and Marie Grouette. And my uncle officially died from her. When you die drunk in the river, or you
Okay.
drown because you drink too much and you fell into the river, etc., we
Right.
have this expression, dying from Marigouette, dying from the witch because you fell. What people do, very simple, they have a pit stop in the river and they fall into the river because they're too drunk. That's what we do. We
The
say.
witch reclaims them. Yeah, that's weird, but I get it. Like, kind of reminds me of a scene in Jojo Rabbit. But I kept thinking about Bailiff and the Grendel. So you have the 13th Warrior, like with Antonio Banderas, and how they're like, oh, this big monster, but they're just people dressed up as. And I'm like, I wonder if it's just that. Just like they're wearing wolf pelt. Like they just got the headdress, the wolf pelt headdress on, and just like fucking with people because they just want to be
Yeah,
left
like for
alone.
example, the settler, with the story of the guy who see in the river a sort of stray dog. Is like, okay,
Yeah.
stray dog, come to my boat, and he just stand up. He's 2 meter tall, and he has a wolf head, and I'm like, it must be someone who is really jack, really strong, and wears a mask and
It's
come
the
up
Wolverine.
and do some stuff. You know what I
It's
mean?
Hugh Jackman.
To scare the people around.
Right, and that's what I really liked about the documentary. It let everyone define it for themselves. It wasn't pushing
Hmm.
any one agenda. And there's some things I will okay, some of the witnesses I'm like, oh, this guy probably saw it. And then sometimes like this guy went back for some fucking reason. I'm like, why the fuck would he go back without a gun? And then part of the story seems true, and then part of the story I'm like, oh no, now he's just fucking lying. Like it's,
Hmm.
I hate to call people that, but like, no, dude, sorry. The whole body language shifts entirely during the story. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, he's making shit up now. And then the most American story. Like, if you grew up in the Northwoods like I did, this story just like is gonna make a perfect sense. Where the grandfather, this guy was talking about, yeah, my grandfather, and the whole thing, and they pushed the trying to get in, so we blocked it with this thing. Then they all went outside. All four kids with their dad went outside with shotguns. Each
Yeah,
kid, each small child had their own rifle. I'm like, yeah, that's
yeah.
realistic, but that's America.
Oh,
That's
the
where I grew up.
lady with the strong accent from Wisconsin. Yeah, I used to date my boyfriend and we would go hunting. Yeah, sure, you're
Yeah,
going to date and hunt, like, yeah, so we had my
exactly.
gun, I saw a way, I see two big ears, and it's 2 meter tall, so I grab my gun, and I shoot in. I'm like, yes, that's so American.
It
We
is.
were on a
Oh, and
date, we
it's like
shot people.
where I grew up. And then that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like if you during the movie, if you're like, if you ever want to see where everyone looks and talks like where I grew up, right there. That's probably closest to my real accent you'll ever gonna get,
What's that? What's that?
right? And
So I
my
was with my
accent will come
boyfriend,
back out.
walking down the forest. We were shooting some rabbit. We were dating at that time. And I look away and I saw something and I say, what that? So I grabbed my gun. I didn't scream, bam, bam. And I think it's gone. Like I would yell to death and shit myself if I see a
Oh yeah,
wolf, like the human wolf.
and there's some things, but then there's also like they're interdimensional creatures. Like, fuck off. I can't. But you know what? I can say, "Oh, fuck off," because Seth is bringing this as a documentary, and he's
Mm-hmm.
giving them full credit to say whatever the fuck they believe.
Mm-hmm.
And as a viewer, I get full credit by saying, "Oh, fuck off." There's some things,
At the
there's no
same
doubt.
time, when they talk about the native, they say there is a ceremony a native did
Mhm.
with some meat,
Some
etc.,
venison.
respecting his tradition, and they saw one of the beasts, and they maybe think it's a creature or a divinity or something like that. So why not?
Yeah, and that allows you to have doubt and allows you to make up your own mind, which is what a
Mm-hmm.
good documentary should do. It
Yeah.
shouldn't force one agenda on you. It should, here's the facts as
Mm-hmm.
presented by. Here's the truths postmodern wise. Here's the things that are presented by the people who say they witness it. And here's some experts talking about it.
Correct. And I
Yeah.
really like that because they mix everything: the history of
Yeah.
Wisconsin, the legend, the original one, the one written by the ancestor. My great grandfather was
Right.
fishing and this is what he saw. People who wants to be anonym and say this is what happened to me, I don't know. The radio story, the story of the song written
Yeah,
by the
that was
guy who's
interesting.
like, I did that for a joke, I did take this and that. We listened to that song. I
It's a
was
good
like
song.
listening, I said it's a beautiful song, like it's
Yeah.
very serious, taking real police report but mixing both, and telling the story of the legend of the dog
Yeah.
hog, but people reacting saying, oh, I saw the dog hog, I saw the dog hog. So maybe people who, because of the song, just boom, play with their imagination. Possible, possible. But no
Right.
one is laughing at the
No.
person who think interdimensional. The guy is a truck driver, I believe him. He saw something. Maybe was it a bear? Maybe he saw something.
Right.
And I really like that because it's like, look, I really don't know what I saw. This is what happened. I'm a truck driver. I drive hours and hours on. It was dark in the forest. I saw that thing. I stopped. My wheel had a problem. It was really dark. Maybe he saw a bear. Maybe he got
I know what he
scared.
saw.
Maybe we don't know.
He saw Winnie the Pooh with
He saw
Piglet.
Winnie the Pooh. Yeah,
And he was like, I'm
yeah,
a cat,
yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. Rat-a-tat-tat.
I remember watching a documentary on YouTube about policemen, and they're like, the funniest thing is truck drivers, when they call 911, say, "You won't believe what I
You won't
see."
believe this
And
shit.
often it's a bear who, play with the trash, or they saw, for
Yeah,
example, a deer or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they drive for long hours, they're alone in the dark, they hear beasts and stuff like that, they can see
there are
things. People
amphetamines.
who get drunk, etc. So, voila. But I really like the melting pot of the history,
Yeah,
the landscape, people who have the habit to hunt. Like, I believe her. I believe the woman who hunt with her boyfriend and she saw something weird, like, come on, like, the animal kingdom is
I agree.
beautiful. Like, yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. And then you can make up your own decision. The movie is out right now in streaming. Go check it out. If you do not know Small Town Monsters with any of Seth Breedlove stuff, check it all out. It's all good. And the Dogman one, I've never heard. I grew up in that area. I never heard of the fucking Dogman. So it's interesting for me to go like, oh, there's more than just what I know from that area, cryptozoology wise, which is nice.
I really liked in this documentary, as a French person,
Yeah.
your people called the dogman loup-garou.
Oh
Loup-garou.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, so they used to be French. They were
Yeah.
taken territory by the English. And then the beast, what's called loup-garou, dogman, the French way.
Right.
I like it. I like that anecdote.
And as the Lugaroo French in the internets get together, we'll say this. I believe it's a great movie. It's a great, even just a great kind of date movie. You can just like learn some stuff and like watch it and have some fun. And again, with Seth Breedlove, you can't really go wrong with his stuff. It's always well done, and it makes me. I'm a bit jealous. I am, because I'm like, how much was this? Like Dawn of the Dogman cost $8,000. Why the fuck am I not making documentaries? Shit, man. What am I doing? And I love it. Like this is something I would watch. This definitely watch this streaming. I would watch it at a limited release theater. Like it doesn't have to be IMAX and all that shit. But I would watch it in like an art theater. Like it'd be a nice little day out. I would actually watch this in big screen. It's a nice little date out. So if you would want to see it, it is once again Dawn of the Dogman 2025. Original title, The Dawn of the Dogman. So they changed the title. They got rid of the. Bye bye the. Too many fucking words on the poster. By Seth Breedlove. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And maybe if you think one way or the other, let us know over at Streamin Demons. Like and subscribe, see some shit, and you know what's coming next. On behalf of myself, Joe, and my co-host Amelie, we bid you good day. Bye, everyone. Go check it out. Be good. Deuces.
I hear a cat.